This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So guys, in continuation to the previous sales process, what we have discussed. So today we are, trying to understand how the free of charge delivery takes place. So the word itself is saying free of charge delivery. Okay, this process takes place in what the scenarios usually when do we give a free of charge delivery? It means that we are giving something free to the customer. What situations we provide free goods? Okay, sometimes let's say our business or our company has come up with a new product, but we want to customers are not aware of the product, so we want to provide some samples to the customer for promotional purpose. Usually we see it when you go to some, if you buy something they are giving something free, they say that for promotional purpose we are giving you that free, sir, like that. For that I mean, that is the one of the situations where we get a free samples. And let's say we deliver a product to the customer and the product is damaged during a transit. Transit means when you are sending from our company to the customer place, let's say standard sales process, where customer is placing an order for a material. For that material, we are, creating a delivery and we are trying to deliver at the at the customer place. During a transit, when we are sending from company to the customer place, it got damaged in the transit, in the middle somewhere due to some breakage happened. Okay, so product got broken or it got damaged. Then customer says that my product is got damaged, so like that. In that situation, we replace that product. Whatever the damaged product is there, we send another process to replace the damaged products. These are the two scenarios mostly where the free of charge delivery process comes into the picture. Here what happened, the sales order is type FD. Okay, sales order type is FD, that is free of charge delivery happens. From the sales order, we create a delivery document. This delivery document type is LF. Standard order type is WAR. Okay, cash sales CS or BV, rush order SOR RO. Similar way, free of charge delivery document type is FD and its delivery type is LF. You will understand a lot of things about deliveries. Now we are learning about out of 4 areas of sales and distribution, sales, shipping, billing and payments. Now we are learning all this process at sales level. Then we will go to delivery, then we will go to the billing. We will learn them. Okay. For now, understand free of charge delivery takes place in the following two scenarios, and we create a sales order of type FD and then we create a delivery with the delivery type LF. And if you try to invoice the customer, because the free of charge delivery process is not relevant for invoice. So when you are giving something free to the customer, you should not bill customer, right? For that reason, it's not relevant for billing. Free of charge process is not relevant for billing. Okay, is not relevant for billing. And it defaults for a delivery block. What does it mean? Let's say customer service team, whoever is using the system, is trying to give the goods by mistake or something, they are trying to give free of charge delivery. They are creating free of charge deliveries and they are selling the goods to the customer. So from the business point of view, there is no control. If end customer, end customers, end users or customer service team, they are creating a free of charge deliveries and they are wasting a goods, they are giving to unnecessary customers. You don't want to do that. So you want to have a control for your business. So we have a, as per standard SAP, if you create a free of charge delivery process, it default goes for a delivery block. It means sales order gets created, but delivery will not be created. Delivery is blocked. Why? Before giving free to the customer, either a sample purpose or the damaged product you are replacing, whatever is the situation, we want to review why the free goods are given to the customer. Okay, then the authorized person will review why are we giving this free of charge delivery, and then he will remove the delivery block in the SAP system. He will remove the delivery block. Then once he removes the delivery block, then delivery gets created. So what does it mean? Company is having a control. See, they want to give a free sample, but to which customer they want to give? They want to have a check actually. Okay, they want to have a control so that they just to review it and process it. Very important point is that free of charge delivery default goes for a delivery block. Okay. In addition to this free of charge delivery process, we have subsequent to delivery free of charge. What is this process? What is this process? So subsequent free of charge delivery. This process is used to replace the material which was supplied as a part of the free of charge delivery. In the free of charge delivery process, you have delivery goods to the customer and understood that the product whatever you have given as a sample, the product is already damaged. The damaged product you have given as a sample. So customer is not happy. So customer says that the material what you have given is a damaged one. Then in addition to that, we give a subsequent delivery free of charge. Subsequent delivery free of charge. This document type is SDF. Okay. We create order, but document type is change. If you create OR, that is standard order. If it is FD, free of charge delivery. If it is SDF, subsequent delivery free of charge. Slowly you will learn the terminology. Here also we create a sale order, then we create a delivery. You see delivery is of same type LF. Okay. Again, it is not relevant for billing. Why is that not relevant for billing? Because already you have given a free of charge delivery. That material you are replacing when it is damaged. Some situation happened that you have to replace that document also, that material also. Then we are doing it. So we will not bill the customer. We will not bill the customer. Then again it goes for a default delivery block. See, you have already given a free goods to the customer. Why are you giving subsequent free of charge delivery? Assume that you are the owner of the company. You have given a sample to the customer. Again, your representative is giving one more sample. You want to have a control. Like, why do you want to give the second one? If he says, yeah, your analysis says that a damaged product, you are replacing it, then you will release the block. But the guy who is creating in the SAP system, usually we will not provide him the authorization to release the block. Reason, if he is only creating, he is only releasing a block, where is the control? That is the reason. As per standard SAP, these two default goes for a delivery block. Okay, this is a note. These two processes default goes for delivery block. Then an authorized person need to release the block to create a delivery. Very important, very important process. Without a free of charge delivery, usually no company exists. Every company give one or the other material as a free of charge delivery. If you see normal pharmaceutical companies, they keep giving a lot of samples to their representatives. So those representatives visit the doctor and they say, sir, this is a promotional purpose, not for sale, please use this product, like that. They are, when they come up with the new product, they are doing it. And some you know some sort of benefit that they want to give to the doctors, so they are giving it. See, one important thing that SAP has is everything is recorded in the system, nothing out of the books. Whatever the material they are producing, how much material they are producing, if you are giving something as a free sample, that also need to be produced, right? So that also incurs some cost. In order to produce that material, it requires some expense. That's the reason everything is captured in the system. If the business is coming into the SAP, it means too much transparency. How much material is produced, in order to produce a material, how much raw material they are using, that is production planning. PP will record the raw material and whatever the things needed to produce a material. ఒక మెటీరియల్ తయారు చేయడానికి, see, in order to produce the material, how many raw materials they are using, they will record it. and QM will check how many units of material they have checked it. The QM will store the records. Then materials management will have a record, inventory record, that how many materials they have received from a production. WM also records how many units they have received and where they have stored it. And sales team knows how many materials they are selling to which customers and what is the reasons. Like that, there is a complete control over the business. That's why large organizations go for SAP. Sitting somewhere, they can track everything. The business management wants to understand the business, so they will know they want to give something free, but they have a control whom to give, when to give, how to give, like that, and how many to give, like that. Okay. So whatever the clients I have worked so far, each and every client had this process, free of charge deliveries. They call it as FOC, free of charge delivery. In standard SAP, it is free of charge delivery. Okay, FD. Any questions here, guys, in the screen? Okay, fine. Well, see, in addition to those documents, we have compliant documents. This is very, 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 very important. Compliant documents for every business. You see complaints. You know why Amazon is more successful than other online trading companies? Can anyone guess the the reason? Amazon is more successful because they accept customer returns. We see a lot of returns. People buy without knowing proper their, whatever may be the reasons. Why the customers go for a return? Return, see, if some product is coming to your company as a return, it's a complaint. That's why SAP beautifully defined them under compliance segment. So complaint documents. So customer returns. What happens? In this process, customer returns the material or goods which they have already supplied. So company receiving a material which is already supplied to the customer. What could be the reasons? Reasons for supply could be poor quality, or material got damaged in the transit, or incorrect material has been supplied. Mostly these are the reasons. They say that, "Oh, your product is not in good condition, so we want to return it." Okay, we accept returns. Damaged in transit. When I booked it, product was fine, but when the moment I open the box, it's broken. I am returning it. Okay, no problem, return, like that. Again, sometimes we see I have asked material A, you have sent material B, incorrect material, so I am returning it. Otherwise, if you see the apparels, they say that the color is not the one I have selected, the size is not the one I have selected. All the reasons, customers usually return this. So these are the situations where the returns happens. Those return is considered as a complaint document. Here, returns sales order we create as per the process in the system. We create a return delivery. You see in the standard delivery that was LF, but here return delivery it is of type LR. Okay, return delivery type is LR. And for the goods that we have taken as a return, we create it. We take the goods back. Okay, we take the goods back, and for the goods back whatever we have taken, we provide a credit for returns. Whatever the goods we have taken back, we want to settle the customer, right? That is a credit for returns we create. See, we have taken a goods back. If customer is asking for the replacement, we create a free of charge delivery and deliver goods to the customer, okay, without any invoice. But if customer says no, no, I don't want to take it, credit my amount, then we go for the credit for returns. In the SAP, we ask finance to return the customer money, but finance says I should have a record to pay the customer. For that record purpose, we create a customer credit for returns. This is a billing document. Okay, this is a billing document for this one. Say customers are returning. Company, see, when you are giving money from the company to the customer, it's loss for the business. So business want to understand why the customer, what is the reason. That's the reason, that is why for return orders, order reason is mandatory. Customer has to specify the reason why he is returning. So it goes for a billing block here. In the free of charge delivery, you are giving something free to the customer. That process, goes for a default delivery block. Here, it's a billing block. So before creating a credit memo, company there are controller, finance controller or a manager, okay, the authorized person need to review and release this billing block. Then only a credit memo is created. Okay, credit for returns is created. Very important point. Billing block, default it goes for a billing block. So that is, complaint is one of the returns document, returns is one of the complaint documents. Then we have credit memo request. This document also considered as a complaint document. Credit memo request. In this process, customer request for the credit memo in the following scenarios. He says that send me the money back, send me the money or give me the money, or you pay back, like that. Why? What situation? What happened? Again, two reasons. We have already see, customer places an order, you have delivered the goods, you have given invoice, he made the payment, but customer again says that I raise a credit memo for my products, I don't want it. Then what happened? Maybe the reason, when the goods get damaged in the transit, he want to do it. Otherwise, when the customer is billed with excess amount, let's say he asked for material 10 units, delivered 10, but you have billed for 15 units. Customer realized later, he says that, oh my, I am given with extra bill, you have charged me extra amount, so pay that back. This is a situation where the credit memo request is raised. And one more situation, if order is 10, invoice also for 10, but delivery happened only for 8. So for the 2 units, customer says that give me a credit memo request. Give me a credit memo for that. Okay. Usually we see that whenever you return something, they say that we have accepted return, sir, but it will take 2 days, 3 days time. Then our money will be credited back to your account. That is nothing but a credit memo is happening in the background. If you cancel some tickets and all, we'll see that the money you will get it sometime later, maybe after 1 day, 2 days, like that. Okay, because they have to process in the background the credit memo request and the credit memo. This process of type CR, credit memo request. This is sales order of type credit memo request we create. Here, understand, we are not delivering goods to the customer. Okay, credit memo, when you are doing it, your material is not handled here. Material movement is not taking place. Customer is asking for a credit memo request. You are settling a credit memo that is of type G2. When customer returned physical goods, you are taking a goods back. That's why return delivery is there. Here in the credit memo request process, goods movement is not there. That's why delivery concept will not be there. In free of charge delivery, you have sales order, you have delivery, but billing is not there. The similar way, for a credit memo request, you are settling the customer amount. So goods are not moved from anywhere. From company to customer, goods are not going. Our customer is not returning any goods, so there is no goods movement. If there is no physical goods movement, delivery will not be there in the SAP system. Remember it. Okay. When there is physical movement of the material, then only delivery concept come into the picture. Here there is no delivery. For the credit memo request, you are creating a credit memo, but it also goes for a billing block, because when you are giving money from a company to the customer, here you are giving money from company to the customer. So then management wants to know, why are we giving it? That's why it goes for a default billing block. If a guy sitting at a computer, he is creating a credit memo request, this one, and he is only giving a credit memo, so where is the control? That's why it goes for a billing block. Then the finance controller or manager or management, top management, based on the amount, we have workflow concepts. If it is up to this much amount, representative can release the block. If the amount is beyond this limit, store manager or finance controller has to release it. If the amount is huge amount, next level manager has to release. Like that, we have the workflow concepts. We'll learn it. Okay, in S4 HANA there are workflows that we will learn. So this is a process. Okay, you see this note. No physical movement of the goods take place. Hence, no delivery gets created in the SAP system. Very, very, very important point. We put in the interview the same question. Why there is no delivery document created in the credit memos, credit memo request scenarios? Just we put a question like that. Then the guy should know at what are the situations when credit memo request is created and why delivery is not there. Okay, questions comes from in the concepts only, right? Yeah, that is a credit memo request. Now we have a debit memo request. What is the debit memo request? Here, in this process, company issues a debit memo to the customer for the excess goods supplied. See, let's say customer is ordered for 10 units. You have billed him 10 units, he paid it. But company realizes that they supplied extra goods. Let's say 12 units they have supplied. See, ordered 10, delivery 12. Invoice is only for 10. It means extra delivered 2 pieces. For the 2 pieces, you contact customer saying that sir, goods are extra delivered to you. Whether you will return the goods or you will make the payment. Customer says, okay, let the goods be with me. I will make the payment. You raise a debit memo. Okay. Then we create a debit memo request in the SAP system. That is a sales document. All requests are sales documents. Okay. Debit memo request we create in the SAP system, and it default goes for a billing block again. Then we create a debit memo. Debit memo, what is the billing type? L2. Credit memo, G2. Okay, like this. The reason is if customer says, I don't want this extra, I will send it, then we create a return order. See, based on the situation, this document type is selected. That's why, like how I am training you, to the end users, we train all the process. If customer is, if let's say this is the situation, we deliver, order is for 10, invoice is also for 10, but we delivered 12. Something happened. That's why it is a complaint. That's why these processes are considered as a complaint documents. So if customer says, no, no, that extra goods, okay, you can take it back like that. Then if that is the take it back situation, then we create a return order, take return delivery and settle that credit memo. If customer says, no, no, I let the two quantity be with me, you charge me for that, give a debit memo. Then we create a debit memo request with the billing block and the order results. A debit memo is created. Then customer has to pay the money for the 2 pieces extra delivered. Okay. Credit memo request scenario, you are giving money from company to the customer for the damaged goods or for the excess invoice that we created. The debit memo situation, you are taking money from the customer for the excess goods supplied. Okay. Otherwise, let's say one more example here. Order quantity is 10. Okay. Delivery also 10, but the invoice is by mistake only for 8. Okay. Order 10, delivered also 10, but invoice is only for 8. Then it is understood that customer is invoiced with a low amount, not excess amount, less amount. For that reason, again, this debit memo request come into the picture. Okay. You see, credit memo request and debit memo request. This is a sales documents. These are sales documents. Whereas credit memo and debit memo are billing documents. For the people come with, they say that certified consultants. We take a lot of interviews, then we know that in the resume they mention certified consultant, these, that, and all. We put very fundamental questions whether they understood the concept or not. If you understand these three classes, whatever we are discussing, if you understand high level how the business works, then the configuration of the system is simple. If you do not know why are we doing it, then there is no point. Okay. So credit memo request and debit memo request are sales documents. Credit memo and debit memo are billing documents. We have sales, we have shipping, that is deliveries, we have billing, we have payments, four concepts, right? Yeah. The last document under complaints is invoice correction request. This is also a complaint document. We have customer returns, we have credit memo request, we have debit memo request, we have invoice correction request. This invoice correction request, in this process, a correction to the already created invoice takes place. When do we create a invoice correction request? The word itself is saying invoice correction. It means already you have given invoice to the customer, something wrong happened in the invoice, then you are correcting it. You are not canceling it. Invoice cancellation is also there, but we are not canceling it, we are correcting it. Just one moment, guys. Class లో ఉన్న కార్తిక్ హైదరాబాద్ వచ్చామా? క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను, నేను కాల్ చేస్తా కొద్దిసేపు. So here, let's say order is created. Let's say our scenario only. Customer placed an order for us. Then based on the order, we have created an outbound delivery, and we created delivery goods to the customer, and we have given an invoice to the customer. And customer, in the invoice, it is understood that invoice is created incorrectly. Something wrong happened in the invoice. Then instead of canceling that invoice, you can create a invoice correction request. Instead of canceling it, you are correcting it. That's why invoice correction request is created with the document type RK. It default goes for a billing block again. Why do you want to do it? What is the correction? You understand here, you are correcting the invoice. You are not dealing with the material. You are not sending a material again. You are not taking the material back again. Material order quantity, delivered quantity is same, no problem. But only in the invoice, something went wrong. It means no physical movement of the goods. That's why delivery will not be there in this situation. Only orders and invoices, billing and invoice both are same. Okay. See, invoice correction request here, invoice, in order to create a invoice correction request, for which invoice you are doing a correction, that's a very important point. That is the reason when you try to create an invoice correction request, system will ask for the invoice number for which invoice you are creating. It's a mandatory that you have to provide a billing document for which you are doing a correction. Okay. Very, very important process. Most of the times we go for this. It's there. See, depends on the business. As I told you, as a consultant, you are learning all processes. But for your client, whatever is needed, as per their BRD, business requirement document, during an implementation project or during a rollout projects, they give you the complete business requirements. Based on that requirements, which process is suitable for them, we understand the business, and then we use the process which SAP has already given. Okay, all knowing all this process is mandatory for you. Okay, overall, in summary, sales processes, let's have a summary. What have we learned? We have learned pre-sales, and at that, inquiry and quotations you have learned. and what is the need of inquiry and quotation, what is the use of it, all that stuff, and under sales you have learned standard sales process, like when customer places an order for the material based on the requested delivery date, we deliver goods at the customer place and we provide an invoice. Based on the payment terms, customer makes the payment. That is a standard sales process. Then from sales from plant, here we have learned two processes. One is cash sales and other one is rush order. In both the cases, customer visits the outlet, picks the material which is available, which he needs, and takes the goods along with him. Whereas in the cash sales process, he makes the immediate payment, but whereas in the rush order process, payment is done as per the terms of payment. Those two are considered as a sales from plant because customer is visiting the outlets and taking the goods. Company is not creating a delivery. Okay, it's like normal shopping, whatever we do, that is a sales from plant. SAP has categorized all business processes into different segments, something like pre-sale, something like sales from plant, something like outline agreements, like that. It is easy to remember. Okay, then the third party sales scenario, we know always we deal with the material of type Hava or trading goods in the third party sales scenario, where company procures some material from a vendor and supply to the customer. So here sales order is placed for the trading goods, the purchase requisition gets generated. Against the purchase requisition, purchase order is created, and based on the purchase order, vendor supply goods to the customer and provide a shipping notification. Then based on the shipping notification, logical goods receipt is created, that is MIGO. Against the MIGO document, a vendor invoice is done, that is MIRO. And finally we provide a invoice to the customer against the MIRO quantity. For which quantity we have MIRO document is created, only for that for that quantity. Okay, invoice is created to the end customer. Third party sales process. The intercompany sales process, when the customer is placing for an order for a material, the stock of the material is not there in a plant, then we procure we get the material from a supplying the plant that belong to another company code. So then for the goods supplying plant that delivers, supplying plant provides a intercompany invoice. Okay, and then we provide a invoice to the normal customer. It means sales order, delivery, invoice, and extra intercompany invoice document is there. We will understand how it works. We will do it in the system. Then we have seen consignment sales process. Here to sell products on the behalf of the company. Company depends on the forwarding agent, and we do the business. Here there are four processes. Okay, consignment fill up, consignment issue, returns, and pickup. In the fill up scenario, where we provide a goods at the forwarding agent, but we do not invoice him. So that's the reason only consignment sales order and delivery will be there, no invoice. Then issue, in this scenario, for the actually sold out material, we create a consignment, issue order, delivery, invoice, and the payment to the forwarding agent. Payment is done by the forwarding agent. Okay. Then returns and pickup also as a part of the consignment sales. Then the outline agreements, and outline agreements are categorized into contracts, and contracts again into quantity related, value related, service and maintenance related, and rental related. These contracts are there. See, some companies, some clients, if they don't have contracts, this scope, in the scope that's all, it will not be there. Okay, if they say contracts, they have what type of contracts? Quantity related, value related, service and maintenance, rental, like that. Okay. Similarly, schedule agreements. These schedule agreements and contracts are considered as outline agreements. So the schedule agreements come into the picture with the fixed delivery dates and quantities. Then free of charge delivery we have discussed today. Here for the purpose of sample and for the purpose of replacement of the material, this particular process is used, free of charge delivery. Here sales order is created, goods are delivered to the customer, but invoice will not be provided because you are giving it as a free of charge. but this process default goes for a delivery block. Then the authorized person need to release the delivery block to process the delivery. Subsequent free of charge delivery is another process here, where at the goods which gets damaged during a free of charge delivery, for that replacement, this process of subsequent delivery free of charge come into the picture. Here also there is no invoice to the customer. Default goes for a delivery block. These two process, free of charge delivery and subsequent delivery free of charge process, go for a default delivery block. Then we have complaint documents. Here for the business, whatever we have done in the above all scenarios, if there is something wrong happen, those are addressed as a complaint document. First is that customer returns. Here in the consignment also returns is there, but consignment returns we are taking the goods from the forwarding agent. What if the customer, if customers return to the forwarding agent, then whatever we take it, that is a consignment return. Here it is a directly customer is returning to the company. There is no forwarding agent concept here. Directly we sell the customer goods to the customer and customer returns it. So for the goods, whatever customer returns here, we accept a customer return order we create, then we take the goods receipt, that is return delivery. And for the goods whatever we have taken return, either we can settle with the new material, replace with the new material, or we can pay the money to the customer, that is as per the requirement of the customer. Complaint documents. Then we have credit memo request. We have seen credit memo request at what situations credit memo request is given. When the material is damaged and customer says, I don't want a new material, you send me the money, you give a credit memo. And the another situation where customer is billed with excess amount, ordered, then we create a sales order, we then we create a credit memo to the customer. In this situation, physical movement of the goods will not be there, so there is no delivery document concept. Delivery document will not come into the picture when there is no physical movement of the deliveries, physical movement of the materials. Similarly, debit memo request we have seen. Here what happens? Debit memo request, you are asking customer to pay the money. What is the situation? When the customer is charged with low value. Let's say order quantity, delivery quantity same, whereas customer is invoiced with low amount, then you want to get the money from the customer. For that reason, we go for the debit memo request. Otherwise, another situation is that you have delivered excess goods to the customer. Ordered quantity and invoiced quantity is same, but you have delivered excess goods to the customer. But customer, if he returns, we create a return order. If customer says that I don't want to return the extra goods, you charge me for that, then we go for a debit memo request. This credit memo request and debit memo request situations, no movement of the goods take place. That's why no delivery gets created in the system. Then the last process what we have learned is invoice correction request. Here, whatever the invoice which we have already given to the customer, whatever the invoice we have given to the customer, if there is something correction need to be done in the invoice, not a cancellation, we are doing correction. For that reason, invoice correction request is created. Here also, physical movement of the goods does not take place. That's the reason we don't create a delivery document. Straight away invoice correction request we create with the billing block. Okay, if billing block is released, then directly a credit memo is created to the customer with the correction. These are the all processes that we are going to configure in the system. Okay, then we test the scenarios end to end. Okay, the objective is to configure all these processes. In order to do all this process, what do you need? You need to have some sources to create the documents. What source you need? You need to learn enterprise structure. We have to define something in the system as an enterprise structure. Then once enterprise structure is ready, then what do you need? You need a customer to create in the system. So you want to create a sales order, you need to have a customer data. For that reason, we learn customer master. Here in S4 HANA, no customer master, we learn a concept called business partner. I'll tell you. Let's say enterprise structure is ready, business partner is ready. Then to sell, what do you need? Material is needed. So we learn metal masters. Our metal master, what are the transaction codes, what fields are there in the metal master, important fields, what is the use of those fields, all that stuff we learn, and metal master will be done. So you have enterprise structure, you have business partner, you have material, then you have to create a sales order. To create a sales order, what is needed? Some document types are needed. What are the document types? Like we have inquiry, IN, quotation, QT, order, OR. Those are the document types. And what are the controls it has? Like that, we keep learning the concept and the controls and execute in the system. Like that, we keep learning all the topics. And at the end of the course, we will be able to complete all these processes and the additional functionalities which are there in the S4 HANA, like business partner, the credit management, we learn advanced return management, we learn contract management. Okay, so many are there. We will learn all that stuff. Okay, your S4 HANA learning starts from the business partner. The enterprise structure is same both in ECC and S4 HANA. Then I don't create a customer here. I create a business partner. How it works, that you will understand. Okay. So from tomorrow, we'll start doing it in the system, guys. Any questions here? I think I have covered all the process which are mandatory needed, and as a consultant, you should aware of all this process, functional wise, functionality wise, and we will learn how to do it in the system also. Any questions here? Why I am covering all the process in the initial starting itself? Because you should know why are you doing it in the system, what is the need, okay, how the business functionalities works and all. Okay, and you have to repeat this process, you have to remember them. That's why every day if you spend some 10-15 minutes, then you will remember for sure. I am saying in the interviews, minimum to minimum 3-4 questions come from the sales process. What are the sales process you are aware of? What are the standard sales process we have? How the process works? What is the difference between this process and that process? What situations third party sales come into the picture? What are the material type is used? How the intercompany sales process works? What are the various sub processes under consignment sales? Can you tell me some outline agreements? What is the difference between a debit memo request and a credit memo request? What is the invoice correction request? When do we use it? Okay, like that, minimum 4 to 5 questions minimum you can expect in the interviews. That's why from the starting onwards, if you keep reading these processes, you will remember. Okay, that is the objective. And anyway, keep we will be when we are executing is all functionalities, we will come to this page again. We will revisit. We will revisit it. Okay, no chance of forgetting. Assume keep this point in mind. There is no separate preparation for interview. You are prepared doing the interview preparation from the day one onwards. There is no separate time after the course that I prepare for interview and go. It should not be the case. Okay, enjoy the journey, not the destination. Okay, right.